Hello guys, David here, founder of Superthread, and welcome to my devlog. In my devlogs, I try and take you through our journey of trying to create a collaborative software that contains an issue tracker and documentation software, which are both tightly integrated together. We're currently looking for early access subscribers, and here are some of the reasons why you should sign up so you can try Superthread when we release our early access version. So Superthread is lightning fast. I don't know if you've noticed our logo, but our logo has a hummingbird on it, and it took us a long time to actually decide on it. And the reason why we chose Hummingbird, or one of the main reasons why we chose Hummingbird, is because Hummingbird can flap its wings 60 times per second. That's the refresh rate of the Chrome browser, which means that one frame takes roughly 17 milliseconds. At Superthread, our aim is to create an app, a web app, which is so instant, so when you click on something, it shows up inside of 17 milliseconds. So as fast as Chrome can render things. So speed is just one of the reasons, but of course there are some more reasons. At Superthread, we are trying to create a delightful collaborative software. And that means that when you open it up, when you go to the site, it just feels like a nice place to be. It feels nice to use. It doesn't feel austere, it doesn't feel slow, it doesn't feel clunky, it doesn't feel ugly, it feels beautiful. The best analogy I can use is games. You know, when you open up some games, it's just a nice place to be. The interface feels really nice, versus some other games where the interface doesn't feel as nice. So Delightfulness is a top reason for starting Superthread. The third reason why you should sign up and try Superthread is because Superthread is made to be ultra flexible. So when I've used other issue trackers or documentation software, they kind of try and impose their own philosophy onto you. They kind of try and tell you how you should organize yourself. At Superthread, we have done everything to be absolutely neutral when it comes to these things. So we are saying to you, when you use Superthread, it's going to be so flexible, you're going to be able to mold it precisely to how it fits your organization, because we cannot make you organized. Only you can do that, and the tool at least shouldn't be in your way. And the fourth reason why you should sign up for Superthread is because Superthread will offer data isolation. So what does that mean? Say for example you're an organization from Germany or England. You can actually choose with Superthread where your database sits geographically. So for example, if you're a company from England, you can choose that your database sits inside of a data center which is located in London. So this is very important for some companies. So now let me give you a little bit of an update as to what's been happening over the past couple of weeks. So at Superthread, we've been kind of working heavily on our microservices and ensuring that basically they are as independent as possible. Typically, what people do is make microservices talk to each other using something like gRPC. Now with Superthread, we kind of try and avoid that as much as humanly possible, because we want a microservice to be a true microservice. Because if you have all these microservices having to talk to each other, if they're dependent on each other especially, you have this kind of distributed monolith. So we want to make sure that our microservices are kind of completely separate and independent. And we're also kind of trying to make sure that our microservices are the right size. A microservice doesn't need a huge team be built. It can actually be built by one person within a couple of weeks' time. So we've been working very heavily on kind of trying to organize our code so we follow these kind of principles. Over the past couple of weeks, we've also been mulling about kind of hard drive storage database we should be going for. So there are many options, as you know. There's SQL, there's NoSQL. There's basically NoSQL pretending to be SQL, or basically NoSQL with SQL features. So I think there are no really right answers. Whichever one you kind of choose, there are pros and cons. And as long as you kind of do the right sort of caching. So we've been actually thinking heavily about basically not just about how we use the actual database, but also how it works with our ultra-fast caching system, which basically sits in front of it. So yeah, we've spent a lot of time there. In fact, if you want to find out about database caching or different ways of caching and making your site fast, I did a video last week and you should take a look at that in SaaS Devlog. So guys, that's basically mainly what's been going on. We've been also perfecting our design, really kind of in our last stages. and we kind of nearly finished skinning everything, and we are really hoping to launch in the next month or two. So I hope you guys sign up for early access. We'd love to see what you guys think about our product, because when you're developing it in a bubble, it's kind of not really great. It's kind of a solitary kind of activity. We've had lots of early access subscribers. That's been going really, really well, but we need more. We need more people from perhaps larger companies to kind of sign up so they can actually try and see how it may work inside of their own companies. Maybe people from medium-sized companies too, not just startups. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in our next video. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and like. We'd really appreciate it. We're trying to get more subscribers, and every single subscription we really, really appreciate. And don't forget to leave comments down below. We'd really like to hear from you what kind of caching you use, what kind of a database you use, and how, for example, you organize your own microservices. Do they actually talk to each other, or do they actually work completely independently from all the other microservices? We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to seeing you.